Russia was one of the main topics for Rex Tillerson during his confirmation hearing Wednesday for Secretary of State. The former ExxonMobil executive holds a Russian Order of Friendship honor and has come under fire for his relationship with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Tillerson faced a barrage of questions Wednesday about his views toward the Kremlin.
Is Vladimir Putin a war criminal?
I would not use that term.
Mr. Putin has directed his military to conduct a devastating campaign. His military has targeted schools and markets and other civilian infrastructure. It's resulted in the death of thousands of civilians. You are still not prepared to say that Vladimir Putin and his military have violated the rules of war and have conducted war crimes in Aleppo.
Now, those are very, very serious charges to make, and I would want to have much more information before reaching a conclusion.
You know, I find it discouraging, your inability to cite that, which I think is globally accepted.
As you saw, Senator Marco Rubio was particularly critical of Tillerson. Rubio spoke to reporters after the hearing and said he's not sure how he'll vote.
Many of his answers were concerning to me, but, you know, there's a chance now to submit some questions in writing, which we'll do as well. And we'll go back and I'll consider everything. I'll read through it again, and I'll make a decision here very soon.
Are you prepared to be the one Republican to vote no?
Well, I'm prepared to do what's right. I'm not analyzing it from a partisan standpoint. My view is that the president deserves wide latitude in their nominations. But the more important the position is, the less latitude they have.
Tillerson also faced questions about his willingness to support sanctions against Russia. Here's an exchange with New Jersey Democrat Bob Menendez.
You have made statements and given speeches where you have said you do not believe sanctions are a useful tool. What are you going to say to Vladimir Putin when he says to you, but Rex, you said sanctions were bad?
Senator, I think it's important to acknowledge that when sanctions are imposed, they, by their design, are going to harm American business. That's the idea, is to disrupt America's business engagement in whatever country is being targeted for sanctions.
You stated on the record that, to your knowledge, neither you nor Exxon ever lobbied against sanctions, that you were merely seeking information. I have 4 different lobbying reports that list ExxonMobil's lobbying activities on 4 specific pieces of legislation authorizing sanctions. My understanding is that when you employ lobbyists who submit lobbying forms under the law, you are taking a position. Is that not correct?
If the form clearly indicates whether we were, I don't know, I haven't seen the form you're holding in your hand, so I don't know whether it indicates were we lobbying for the sanctions or were we lobbying against the sanctions.
I know you weren't lobbying for the sanctions.